Hi, welcome to AL.combat, where our journalist gladiators go at each other on subjects that people are talking about. Today I'm with Kevin Scarbinsky and John Hammontree, and what are people talking about more than UAB football? So let's just get right into it. Kevin, should they reinstate UAB football?
Absolutely, and here's why. Every group on that campus that cares about that university wants football back. The students, the undergraduates, the graduate students, the faculty, the alumni, the community, the boosters, they all want to bring that program back, but they want to bring it back to a point where it will be supported, not the way it was allowed to limp along ever since it began.
And if they can pay to bring it back, that's fine, but what I am opposed to is that the city is going to pay somewhere between $250,000 and $500,000 a year, a $2.5 million commitment over the next 5 years to prop up the football team. If the school can pay for it, that's fine. Who am I to stop that? But I don't think that it's a good use of the city's taxpayers' money when we've got Mayor Bell saying that we can't fund the police to come downtown for races, that we can't fund education programs anymore. Why should we spend that money to prop up a football team that already had its chance?
Well, one of the things that's widely discussed is when you have a sports program, a viable sports program in a city, that perhaps it is a benefit to the city and that maybe those tax dollars could come back.
Probably true. I mean, obviously the area around Regents Field is great, but we still owe, what, $75 million on Regents Field? I mean, that's money we're going to have to pay back over time. And, you know, are we building it in Legion's Field, or are we going to build it on UAB campus where there's already a lot of activity around there? Where would the field be?
John, I want to go back to a point you made. You said it already had its chance. No, it didn't. It was not given a chance. It had a pulse, but barely. They weren't allowed to hire the coach they wanted in 2006. When they had Jimbo Fisher ready to come and take the job, the trustees nixed that because the boosters wanted to step up and pay half of his salary. They weren't allowed to put an on-campus stadium proposal, a proposal that was complemented by CSS in its latest study. The trustees wouldn't even hear that at a meeting. They wouldn't even put it on the agenda. So no, this program has been alive, but it hasn't been given a chance to thrive.
So Kevin, one quick point. What about the fact that most of the people protesting probably didn't come to games? I mean, we've seen a groundswell of people who have said, bring back UAB football. And I want to ask them, did they go to games? So are you going to go to games? Are you going to take a busload of people to UAB football games if it comes back?
I've been to games, and I've also been there when there have been 40,000 people at Legion Field on a Friday night to watch them play TCU and wax TCU. They beat TCU and Baylor 10 years ago and beat them badly. 10 years later, those programs are competing for playoff berths, but UAB hasn't been given the same support, the same chance. And would you go to games for teams that are 2-10 and 3-9?
And John, what about the bowling and the rifle team? You going to go see them? What about them? Want to give them a chance?
To me, it's like the end of The Graduate, where we've been rallying to get the team back, and then we're going to be looking at each other and saying, what do we do now?
All right, thank you guys, and that was AL.combat.